Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, aka Valerie Ames, and this is like the second time I've tried to start this video. Um, the first time I tried to do it live on Facebook, and for some reason it's not letting me go live. And I just wanted to read a couple of cards. I was going to read three, and then as I was doing this again, cards started going everywhere, computer fell over, and so more cards came. And I'm like, okay, so we wound up with 14 cards, and today's the 14th, so we're just going to get into it. And this is from the um, Abraham Hicks Out of the Vortex Deck. So they're very short cards, they're not long at all. And I'm just going to read them and just go from there. Um, the first one is number 31. I came as an extension of source energy. And it says, you came as a physical extension of source energy, understanding that you would explore contrast, causing expansion not only for you, but for all that is. You knew that you could find your way back to the resources of your source by feeling your way and by understanding that the relationship between you and you is not one of separateness, but of alignment and resonance. When you master the art of allowing, your consistent alignment with the source within you, every other relationship will be beneficial and pleasurable. And beloveds, this is so powerful because on Facebook I've been sharing quotes and different things from the Art of War. And this first card here is the art of allowing. Art of allowing. So for me, I have passed the art of war stage. That phase is over for me. I am now in the art of allowing. And in the art of allowing, and I just won't say me, I would say us as I in the collective. That's what I'm being told. Okay. We are need to learn about the art of allowing. And the art of allowing, just as this card says, is about expansion. And today I posted about prejudice, prejudging, and people just not even knowing you, but simply by your presence or the way you look or the way you speak, they want to judge you just upon that. And when a person judges you like that or is prejudiced against you, it's because they're using you as a mirror to reflect what they don't like about their own selves. And so this card is saying allow. Allow people their prejudices because they need that in order to learn who they are. So don't become so fixated on the contrast. Don't become triggered by the contrast. That contrast is needed so you can expand beyond that. And so that they can expand beyond that. You are the contrast for that, just as they are the contrast to what you are. They are mirror reflections of each other. Extensions of source energy, understanding that you would explore contrast, causing expansion, not only for you, but for all that is. You knew that you could find your way back to the resources of your source by feeling. And that's funny because I also gave the definition of feeling today or yesterday when this card is just by your understanding that the relationship between you and you is not one of separateness. And I used a word on Facebook, discernment. And discernment itself means to separate. In order to discern something, you need to separate it into categories, into boxes, contrasted against experiences, and so forth and so on, in order to make a discernment. And so the card is right on time. The next card is number 8. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. So, number 8. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. The law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibration, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. And so, at the same time that the law of attraction is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts, it is also responding to the vibrational content of your inner being. Do you see why your inner being is so important right now in this present moment? It's because what is inside of you is attracting what you're going to experience, what you're going to know, what contrast you're going to get. Everything that you need right now is being managed by the universal law of attraction. And that universal law is manifesting your expansion. So, beloveds, even when you feel that you can't fully rely upon your mind body, understand that the spiritual part of you, that existence that existed before everything else, that even created the universe itself into existence, brought the universe itself into existence, that established universal laws, that is what is directing your expansion. So you are not lost. You are not going through nothing that you cannot bear. Trust and believe in what is your higher self, that higher existence, the divine intelligence of that higher existence that established the law of attraction to give you exactly what you need right now. Okay, let's go forward. The next card is number 15. I have complete control over my own thoughts. You can find yourself in an endless loop where you explain that you feel negative because of the negative behavior of someone else. But, and I was just doing that, but if instead you take control of your own emotions and you think an improved thought because it feels better to do so, you can turn it around. You have no control of what anyone else is doing with their vibration or with their actions for that matter. But you have complete control over your own thoughts, vibrations, emotions, and point of attraction. And like I said, with me not being able to go live like I wanted to, I was like, okay, Facebook did it and some little troll gremlins did it and they just upset about the light and but that didn't stop me. I said, okay, this video is going to happen. And even with the cards flying all over the place and me starting over and everything, it is what it is. And it is what it is because of the law of attraction is in control of my expansion. And I am open to expanding. I'm not just going to say, oh, well, it must not be for me to do this and just stop. No, it came up in me for a reason. And I'm going to go forward with it. And nothing and no one is going to, no kind of energy is going to stop me. And that's what this is. And like it says, you have no real control of what anyone else is doing with their vibration, with their actions for that matter. But you have complete control over your own thoughts, vibrations, emotions, and point of attraction. So it's all about taking control of your own emotions, beloveds. You can't control somebody else's, but you can control your own. And that's what you focus on. Okay. The next card is number 28. There are many right ways for us to behave. And this is card number 28, like I said. There are many right ways for us to behave. It is possible to live upon this planet with large number of other beings who believe and behave in a variety of ways in peace. When you are able to focus in such a way as to allow your alignment with Source, even though others are choosing to behave differently than you are choosing, then you will truly be free from the bondage of attempting the impossible task of getting everyone to agree on one right way. One right way would lead to endedness. Many right ways allow eternal expansion. And beloveds, I hope you got that. I hope that pierces your heart with its truth and with its unconditional love. Source, in all of its divine diversity, has allowed multiple ways. There is no one right way. There is no wrong way. There are multiple ways. And each way, like the first card said, is existence itself, using universal laws to guide you in your expansion. Because your expansion is not just for you alone, but it's for the entire collective of the universe, of the galaxy, of everything. Everything works together. So there, and it says, this card says, if there was only one right way, we would come to an end. We would all agree, and that would be that. We wouldn't grow. We wouldn't learn. We wouldn't keep expanding. Existence is so vast, it needs to expand. It doesn't need to stand still with everybody agreeing and being at peace. And when I say being at peace, that means being yes men. Okay, everybody agreeing. Yep, 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 yep. Just to keep the peace. No. We have to express our differences. That's why there are many ways. Everybody is not going to think the same. Everybody is not going to look the same. Everybody is not going to feel the same. And like that card said, you have to allow for others their opinions. Okay? Because that is part of their expansion. And you don't worry about them or correcting them or anything. You share your concerns, your opinions, your whatever, and you keep it moving. Okay, next card. Number 50. By my attention to things, I am making choices. What people do not understand is that you do not choose something by looking at it and shouting, yes, I would like some of that. You make your choices by your attention to things. In this universe that is based on attraction, when you look at an unwanted thing, your attention to it causes an activation of the vibration within you. And then the law of attraction brings more like it into your experience. So, beloveds, learn how powerful you are. Learn that when your attention goes to something that you do not want to attract, snatch your attention back. Snatch it right back. And focus on what you do want. Focus on what you do want to attract. Focus, and when I say focus, that means you be that as well. That's the energy that you think about, that you send out, that you desire. If you want love, be love. Send out love. Act like love. Be love. And universal laws is going to give you what you need. It's going to give you love in many different forms to help you expand. Learn how powerful you are. Learn that this is on you. It's not on someone else. Someone else can't attract something for you or send something to you or against you unless you're focusing on what is they doing. They gonna curse me. They gonna do this. They gonna do that. If that's where all your attention is going, the universe saying, oh, that's what you want? Okay. And we gonna give it to you. But if you're not looking at none of that, you're not worrying about what so and so is doing or sending or acting or saying or whatever. Your attention isn't going there, so you're not attracting that energy. And that's you getting them out of your life. That's you cutting the cords. So the less and less you think about somebody or what happened or what shoulda, coulda, woulda, the less that is, the more distance you're putting between you. So learn to do that because you're aligning yourself with the law, universal laws when you do that. You're aware. Okay, and that was card number 50. The next card is number 46. I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. You cannot get the relationship of your dreams when your chronic thoughts about relationships feel lonely or angry or worried or disappointed. But as you look for things you appreciate in yourself and others, as you make lists of positive aspects of past and present relationships, you train your vibrational offering to match the vibration of your desires, and your perfect mate must then come. It is law. And beloveds, by putting that into practice, you are envisioning what you want, not what you don't want. And you're allowing the law of attraction, the universal laws, to manage your expansion for you instead of you trying to control it and do it yourself and messing it up and not understanding why this keep happening because you keep trying to control it. Surrender, let it go, allow the universe to have its way. I mean, look at everything it created. Who's the biggest baddest, you or the universe? Even though you want, but I'm just saying, learn to allow. Learn to allow that unseen, you and the unseen, to work it through. Okay, next. Card number 22. Beneficial beliefs feel better when I think them. Wow. There are things in your environment that you believe that match what you want. And there are all kinds of things in your environment that you believe that defy what you want. How would you ever sort them out? How do you know the active beliefs within you that serve you well and the active beliefs that do not serve you? Know thyself. Who am I? How do you know the beneficial beliefs from the detrimental ones? The beneficial beliefs feel better when you think them. The detrimental ones feel worse when you think them. So, beloveds, this is giving you the contrast in knowing how to manage your feelings. Okay? It's telling you the beneficial beliefs, or the good ones, give you good vibrations and give out you good frequency and send out good frequency. And the bad ones do the opposite. So, and all of this is in your environment. What is around you is what you believe in, is what you have drawn to you, and what you use, what feeds your belief. So, whoo, this is on fire today. Okay, the next card, number 48. I intend to see the best in everyone. This is such a deep card. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Look at that cording, look at that eye. I mean, there are 1, 2, 3 eyes there. And the cords. And the hands reaching out. It's just a beautiful card. I intend to see the best in everyone. You can never consistently motivate anybody to anything. But when you see the best of them and you go over to where your version of the best of them is, and you align with that and offer one signal, now you are part of the inspiration you see. Have you ever had that experience yourself? When someone sees you and loves you and expects the best of you? And do you not shine in ways you never shined before? And do you not find it really hard to shine when another does not look for the best in you? Wow, that's very powerful. Beloveds, that is very powerful. That means look for the best in people and love that part of them. Send love to that part of them. Pray for that part of them. Send your good energy to that part of them because it exists. No matter how deep and dark and in the underworld they are, that good part still exists in them. It's called existence itself. You are part of the inspiration you see that called to me. You are part of the inspiration. So when you look into someone and looking at the best part of them, that is the light that you're using to see. And that light connects with their light frequency and vibration. And that is the inspiration. You inspire them to do better. You inspire them to be better. You inspire them to shine brighter simply because you recognize that in them. And it's not something you have to say or communicate. It's just something you feel. And they respond to it. And I want you to practice doing that. Practice sending out good energy to somebody and affirmations to somebody, love to somebody, light to somebody, prayer to somebody. And see what happens. And see, it's not about them coming to you and saying, you inspired me. But it's the spirit in you that is speaking to the spirit with them. See what happens. Okay. The next card is number 58. Life is supposed to be good for me. That is our strongest message to you. Life is supposed to be good for you. Do your best to find the best of the positive aspects that surround you. Look for things to appreciate, even if there aren't that many. Look for things to feel good about. Give your attention as best you can to the best things that are going on in your experience, with the determination to train yourself into the best vibration that you can find right here and right now. That's very powerful, beloveds, because we are conditioned to look for the negative. We judge based on the negative. We interact with others with the need to critique them. What this card is saying is do the opposite of that. Do the opposite of looking for the worst in somebody or expecting the worst out of somebody or just knowing that they're going to mess up. Know that they're going to do the right thing. Know that it's going to work out and watch it. Watch it, because you're putting your energy into it. And this is retraining. This is you training yourself to function in a state of conscious existence. And when you align yourself with that will, watch your world expand in a way that you is beyond your imagination at this point. That is where we're headed. Okay. The next card is number 2. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Everything that you perceive is vibration. And the life you are living is your vibrational interpretation. Woo. Everything that you perceive is vibration. And the life that you are living, like that other card says, is the law of attraction manifesting your expression and your expansion. Your vibration is interpreting that expansion. The powerful law of attraction is at the root of everything you experience, and the never-changing, always accurate premise of this law is that which is like unto itself is drawn. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your life experience. Once you have activated a thought vibration within yourself by giving attention to the subject, the progression of expansion occurs. So do you see what you need to do, beloveds, to get that expansion going? You have to understand the law of attraction, okay? And that the law of attraction is the root of everything. That's the foundation that everything is built upon. It's the foundation that everything is going to be nourished from. It's the foundation that's going to always, that's your source. You're going to always come back to the law of attraction. No matter how far out you expand, you're going to always come back to the law of attraction. And understand that law of attraction is attracting to you what is most like yourself. So there's this saying that what you're seeking is seeking you. So that's really what we need to understand and get to that place in order to manifest the things that we want. If we want peace, then we have to be peace. And we have to start attracting peace by focusing on what gives us peace, disconnecting what takes our peace away. So, beloveds, this is very important. Let me move to the next card. The next card is number 39. I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. Wow. As you walk away from one unpleasant situation, the law of attraction will bring another that feels very much like it, and usually quickly. You just cannot get there from there. To get to where you want to be, to that place of feeling better, you have to reach for alignment between you and you. Getting yourself feeling good before you take action is always the best process for when you do not feel good and you cannot be inspired to any action that will solve the problem. That is so important, beloved. Sometimes when we, as a writer, we call it writer's block, or you just stuck. And it's not that you're depressed, it's just that you can't come up with the thinking. You can't attract anything because you're on pause. And so this card is saying, once again, the law of attraction will bring another that feels much like the unpleasant situation. And then it's up to you to transcend that situation. Since you didn't do the first one, we're going to give you another chance to try again. So with this one, do better. Do better. Feel better. Reach for the alignment between you and you. We're getting a lot of law of attractions, beloveds. Okay, the next card is number 34, which is a 7. And inspiration again. Inspired action is always pleasurable action. Inspired action is always pleasurable action. So one thing this is saying is be inspired. Look for what inspires you. The dominance of your thoughts is what brings everything to you and is what is behind the action that you offer. By seeking good feeling thoughts that align you with your source, your action will then always feel good. You cannot muster enough action to compensate for misaligned thought, but action that is inspired from aligned thought is always pleasurable action. And beloveds, I want you to think about when you are going to create something, when you're going to cook, when you're going to draw a picture or write some poetry or do some music or even just clean your house. When you are inspired, you're in the groove of it. You've aligned your vibration to it and it is pleasurable to you. That frequency becomes pleasurable. No matter how much you hate it. I hate cleaning the house. But when I am inspired to clean my house, oh baby, it's very pleasurable. It is very pleasurable. I get into it. But when I'm not inspired to do it, forget it. And like this, that's the dominance of your thoughts is what brings everything to you. And by seeking good feeling thoughts that align you with your source, your action then always feels good. All right. The next one. I will not try to control the uncontrollable. And that's card number 26, which is an 8. And I love this card. Look at those intertwining and hands reaching up in surrender and the eye that's there. And that's the higher version. And it's just a lot going on. I will not try to control the uncontrollable. We want you to reach the place where you are willing, not just willing, determined, not just determined, eager to let go of the need of control of things that are uncontrollable, like what anybody else is doing, and give your undivided attention to the only thing that you can control, which is how you feel in any given circumstance. In other words, we want you to leave this moment saying, I've decided that I'm going to take life as it comes, and I'm going to do the best that I can do in the midst of what I am doing. That is all of these cards summed up in this one card. Be inspired, be willing, be determined, be eager to let go of the need to control the uncontrollable. Let the universal laws do that. Quit fighting with the universal laws. Quit interfering. Know yourself, know the universal laws, bring everything into alignment, and observe from there. from that standpoint. And when you do that, like that other card said, then you're allowing expansion to take place at the behest of the universe, which is a higher frequency than your own. Okay, next card. Number 4, every relationship I establish is eternal. Wow. What a beautiful card. There are rainbows, there's sun, there's Saturn, there's moon, there's stars. There's the infinity symbol connecting the two eyes. This is just a very powerful card. It is our desire that you come to remember that every relationship is eternal, and that once it has been established, it is a part of your vibrational makeup forevermore. And that in your powerful now, where all that you have become converges with all that you are now becoming, you hold the power to create. And so your observation of a situation, wanted or unwanted, no matter how remote you believe yourself to be, makes you a co-creative partner of the experience. Wow. Every relationship that you've had, in every lifetime, beloveds, converges. And that is what makes you who you are, just like your genetic makeup, are all the relationships that have happened before. All the relationships to the foods you've eaten, all the relationship to the environments that you've been exposed to, all the experiences of life that you've been exposed to. That is your vibrational makeup. That is who you are. So when you ask the question, who am I? You are existence. You are the relationship that has been in relationship with everything since existence began, since you were conscious of yourself as existence. And because of that, you are a co-creator. You are a co-creative partner of experience. That's what an individual and a collective is all about, is understanding and understanding that relationship. And that is such a big part of knowing who you are. And all of these cards are showing that the law of attraction is the biggest part of any relationship in existence, because everything is based upon that law. And that law translates into so many of the other laws. What you reap, you sow. What you send out, you get back. The law of magnetism, just all of it. So that's very deep. The last card, beloveds, is card number 30, which is a 3. Our varied behavior adds to the planet's well-being. And we just had this card not too long ago. When you remember that nothing can come into your experience without your vibrational invitation of it, and when you remember that the varied behaviors of others adds to the balance and the well-being of your planet, even if they offer behavior that you do not approve of, and that you do not have to participate in the unwanted behavior and will not, unless you give your attention to it. You become more willing to allow others to live as they choose. That is such a big one right now, because, beloveds, I'm just looking globally and looking here at the United States, and just like I said, dealing with prejudices and understanding your presence, and that sometimes it's things that you're not even aware of, that another person is paying attention to. And because they're paying attention to it, they've attracted you into their environment. And you are co-creators. So where you go from there is part of part of expansion in existence. It's part of how we expand. So we have to allow, and we have to know that everything that happens sometimes is not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pleasurable. But we use those situations, that energy, to be and become inspired, so that we allow a higher vibration for a different outcome, a different attraction. We're attracting more of what we do want instead of attracting what we do not want. And that is allowing ourselves to be open and understanding and surrendering control to the infinite. Okay, and that is going to do it for us, beloveds. That is going to do it. And I'm very thankful that poor monkey didn't stop no show, so to speak, and that I didn't get in my emotions and get all twisted and I ain't gonna do nothing and forget that and blah 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 blah. Instead, I pushed it aside and went for it. And what came forward was exactly what I needed to hear, what we needed to hear. And so if you're listening to it, you've aligned yourself with this message. And this is the universe giving it to you just as it gave it to me. And we are co-creators. Even if I don't believe in what you're doing or how you're doing it, I'm going to train my attention on the universe knows what it's doing. The divine existence knows what it's doing, knows way more than me. And that is what is in control. I am not controlling this. I'm not going to even try. Because when I try, I'm forcing I don't know how. And I'm concentrating my attention on this, and that, when I should be focusing on the exact opposite. So until we are comfortable on that throne and we know how to observe and we know how to connect the dots, allow for the expansion of your knowledge and your learning. You're not going to get it right every single time. It's not going to look right every single time. If it's your first time baking a cake, that cake may come out lopsided or sunk down in the middle or burnt on the bottom or whatever. Allow. But focus on the good and the positive, and that's more of what you're going to attract. If you're focusing on, oh, this cake ain't going to taste right, it's going to be messed up in the oven, it's going to mess it up, and this, and that, then that's what you're going to get. Because you're worrying and you're creating that kind of energy. You're saying, universe, mess it up for me. Show me that I'm right. Learn. Know thyself. And when you know thyself, that means you know the universe. And you know how to expand. And you know how to protect yourself. And you know how to care for yourself. And you know unconditional love is always the right answer. Okay, I'm going to end it there, beloveds, and thank you once again.